Hello everyone, welcome to Garat Kulkul and this is Yogesh Kat. In this video, we are going to discuss JEE Advanced 2016 Paper 1 question number 40 and this question is based on probability, especially based theorem, right? So what we have, a computer producing factory has only two plants T1 and T2. Plant T1 produces 20% and plant T2 produces 80% of total computers produced. So that is plant T1, the probability of a computer being produced from plant T1 is 1 by 5, right? So this is 1 by 5. And the probability of producing a computer from T2 is 80%, it means 4 by 5, right? 7% of computers produced in the factory turned out to be defective. So they are saying in total 7% of computers, that is 7 by 100 is the probability of getting a computer defective. That means if you have produced 100 computers, 7 will be defective and 93 will be perfect. Probability of computer turns out to be defective given that it is produced in plant T1 is is equal to 10 times the probability of computer turns out to be defective given that it is produced in plant T2. So probability of computer turns out to be defective given that it is produced in plant T2. Let us say this is some K, right? Probability of a computer turns out to be defective given that it is produced in plant T2. Let us say it is K. Then the probability that the computer turns out to be defective given that it is produced in plant T1 is 10K, right? So what is the meaning of this particular statement? Probability computer turns out to be defective given that it is produced in plant T2. So T2 being produced in T2 is the first thing, then you have a defective computer. So we will denote this by PD by T2. I hope you are able to comprehend this. This is conditional probability, right? And this is equal to P probability of D intersection T2. That is, the computer has to be defective as well as produced from T2 upon probability of T2. This expression means this, right? Is equal to K. Now we know probability of a computer being produced from T2 is 4 by 5. So we have from this expression that probability D intersection T2 is equal to 4K by 5. I hope you are getting this. Probability of a computer being defective and produced from T2 is equal to 4K by 5. In the same manner, if this is K, then the probability that the computer is defective given that it is produced from T1, plant T1 is equal to 10K, right? It is mentioned, it is 10 times the other probability. Now it can be also written as probability of D intersection T1, that is the computer is defective as well as it is produced from factory T1, plant T1, upon probability of T1 that the computer is produced from T1 is equal to 10K, right? Now the probability of computer is produced from plant T1 is 1 by 5. So we will multiply 1 by 5 over here. So now probability of the computer to be defective as well as produced from T1 plant, P D intersection T1 is equal to 10K into P of T1, that is 10K into 1 by 5, and that is equal to 2K. Now we know, as we know, that the probability of the computer to be defective is 7 by 100. So does not the probability of D intersection T2, that is probability of the computer to be defective and produced from T2 plus probability of computer being produced from T1 and defective, their sum, these two, should not these two add up to 7 by 100? They should, right? Because there are only two possibilities for the computer to be defective. It can be either produced in T1 factory or T1 plant or T2 plant, right? So their sum should be equal to 7 by 100. So 4K by 5 plus 2K is equal to 7 by 100. You must be wondering that there is no use of base theorem till now. It will appear in the question or it will not. It depends if we have if we just read the last statement. Actually, I did not. But if you read the last statement, we should read the complete question. I made a mistake over here. We should have read the complete question. A computer produced in the factory is randomly selected and it does not turn out to be defective, then the probability that it is produced in plant T2. Now you must be getting this. This is a question of base theorem, right? You have to find a total probability. They are saying the computer does not turn out to be defective, so you will compute the total probability. Then it is produced in plant T2, so it is conditional probability. So it is the you know this thing, right? Mixture of total probability and conditional probability. It is a question of base theorem. But first we have to calculate k, right? So 4k by 5 plus 2k is equal to 7 by 100. Simplify this. You will get 14k by 5 is equal to 7 by 100. Okay, and from this we can clearly say that this, if you compute this value, it is 72, and then k is equal to, yeah, it is 1 by, I think, 40, yeah, 1 by 40. K is equal to 1 by 40. So k is equal to 1 by 40. K is equal to 1 by 40. Now what is the utility of finding k? You must be wondering, what is the utility of finding k? The utility of finding k is, if you use the base diagram tree, right? There is a factory. Probability of producing from T1 is, it was 1 by 5, right? So this is 1 by 5. Probability of producing a computer from T2 is 4 by 5. Now if you choose T1 and the computer turns out to be defective, this is PD by T1, that was 10k, and k is 1 by 40, 10k will be 1 by 4, so this is 1 by 4 of defective. Of not defective, 3 by 4. Clearly their sum should be equal to 1. Now for T2, probability that the computer turns out to be defective, so it's k. Now k is 1 by 40, and it does not turn out to be defective, it is 39 by 40. Now again read what they are asking. They are asking, you choose a computer and it does not turn out to be defective, then the probability that it is produced in plant T2. So you don't have to just calculate the probability that it is produced from T2. It is given that it does not turn out to be defective, then the probability. So it's a conditional probability question. So in denominator we should write probability of the computer to be not defective. An interesting thing is, we need not to calculate this. See, in denominator it should be that the computer is not defective, right? And we know it is 93 by 100, because 7 by 100 is the probability of computer being defective. So in denominator we will have 93 by 100. In numerator we should find the probability that the computer is not defective as well as produced from T2, and that we can do, that is P D intersection T2, isn't it? That should be P D intersection T2, and we have that expression, isn't it? P D intersection T2 was 4k by 5, right? So 4k by 5 should be equal to, no, actually I am doing wrong. We should not find P D intersection T2, we should find P and D intersection T2, that is probability that the computer is not defective and produced from T2. So we don't have any expression for that, right? So better we should multiply this. This is 39 by 40 of probability of not defective and probability of not defective given that it is produced from T2. So this is 39 by 40. Probability that a computer is produced from T2 is 4 by 5. Multiply these two to get the probability of a computer which is produced from T2 and not defective. So in numerator we will have 39 by 40 into 4 by 5, and in denominator it will be 93 by 100. So this is 39 into 4 upon 40 into 5, and denominator we have 93 by 100. Simplify this, you can clearly see it will be 78 by 93. Simplify this, you will get 78 by 93. So that is the required answer. Now again, what is the utility of doing this question in current context, and only 1 month is left for mains examination? If in the case, I would say this question is not important, the whole question is not important with respect to mains examination, but if I would say the first part, that is finding the value of k, yes, they can deform this question. So what they can do, they will give this much information and they will ask find the probability of this, right? They can do this, it's not a big deal, right? And even in that case, student who has already solved this question will be at edge, right? So this is the advantage of solving previous year advanced question, nothing else. And I repeat it again and again that if you find this question, if you find a deformed version of this question in examination, then the student who has already solved this question will be at edge. This is the only advantage, nothing else. In any case, those who have clicked this video, those who are watching this video right now, I would just say that You need not to solve all the questions. What you should do, just see the video, just pause the video, try to do the question yourself for a minute of for let's say 5 minutes max, right? 5 6 minutes max, and then watch the video if you are not able to do it by yourself. That's the only purpose, right? So I hope this video was informative and clear to each and every one of you. In case you have any doubt, do comment, right? And if in case you want me to make any video in particular, so also please comment, right? And I hope this content which I am uploading on my channel is useful to each and every one student, right? So do comment that as well if you feel that I should make some other videos, some other concept, some other topic, right? And stay tuned, keep watching and I'll be making more such videos. So till then, bye.